Interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's, for your next Maine adventure, will begin shortly.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Your live Interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's, starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Of course, it is Monday, so at least we had a great weekend to enjoy and to look back on, and we do have some nice weather at the very least to make our Monday a little bit easier to stomach. We do have a pretty good forecast for it and for the next several days here across the state. So let's jump right into our forecast. Of course, we're tracking our forecast for the upcoming week. Different from about the last 3 weeks, we actually have a little bit more active weather to talk about. Finally seeing some rain chances, a real decent rain chance in the forecast, and a nice warm up, or at least a nice fluctuation in temperatures. We're starting off cool. We're going to end the week pretty nice and warm. So let's jump right into things. Today, continuation of what we saw over the weekend, essentially. Today, we'll bring back a lot of clouds. So it looks very similar to Saturday. A lot of clouds out there today, highs in the low 60s, mid 60s in some spots. There has been, I should say, a good amount of sunshine this morning, but again, those clouds are taking over. I've already noticed that many of us have turned pretty overcast. That trend will continue through the remainder of the day. Again, temperatures look to remain in the 60s. Now, tomorrow we do bring that sun back, but we remain on the cooler side. It still looks pretty nice out there overall over the next few days. Now, if you live along the coastline or you were in Portland over the weekend, you just so happened to be there during high tide, which was during the early to mid afternoon. I definitely noticed this on Friday. Lots of flooding, lots of coastal flooding right by Jay's Oyster on the Portland Pier. Very high water levels during the tides over the weekend. It's all thanks to the system that brought us a little rain over the weekend and brought us all those clouds. It's just been pushing a consistent northeasterly wind into the state, and that has elevated water levels quite a bit. And combined with the tide, which was already very high due to the full moon in the past week, that was the recipe for some coastal flooding. Now, today, the last day where we're going to see elevated water levels, but not expecting coastal flooding. It's mainly just the surf is going to be very high. And at high tide, which is around 4 o'clock this afternoon, could be a little bit of minor splashover in some spots. So definitely keep that in mind. If you're going to be at the coastline, if you're going to be swimming today, of course, not the warmest weather for it, but if you're getting in the ocean, use a lot of caution because, again, those currents and waves are very strong. I was looking at our Old Orchard Beach Skycam this morning, and yeah, those waves were big. So definitely want to be careful if you're going to be in the ocean. And Connie, she's saying she wants the sun. Well, Connie, I've got good news for you because tomorrow we are bringing the sun back. It looks really, really nice out there for Tuesday. So again, our high tide today is just before 4 o'clock. Not expecting us to hit flood stage this time, which is good news. Not expecting coastal flooding, or at least significant coastal flooding. Could be some minor splash over there. That's just mainly because the waves on top of the elevated water levels during that high tide will produce some minor splash over. You can see our forecast tide of 11.6 feet. That is below flood stage, which is good news. We definitely went above flood stage several times over the weekend. So definitely good news to see that water levels are starting to tick back a bit along the coastline. But again, we got a really nice start to our work week. A good amount of sunshine, especially tomorrow. Pretty quiet through Wednesday. I don't expect any major weather impacts until potentially Thursday. Widespread rain finally returning. We could certainly use it. We are not in drought just yet. We're getting close, though. We are in abnormally dry conditions across the state. Stream levels are low. Well levels are low. We could certainly use some rain. The grass is brown and crunchy. I'm sure if you have a house and you've got a yard, you've probably noticed, especially if you haven't been watering it, probably noticed it's turned a little brown. It's helping to speed up that fall foliage a bit. Finally going to put some drops in our figurative bucket here on Thursday when we do get some more widespread rainfall. And summer lovers, we've got something good for you as well. A nice weekend with warming temperatures. We're going to get a nice push of very warm air, it looks like, late this week and into early next week. It looks like October starts off well above average. Potentially some 80s. Yes, 80s making a comeback by next week. So if you are a big fan of summer weather, we may have some great weather on the way for you guys. So yes, not all is lost. I know we've gotten cool. We've got a pretty cool forecast for much of this week, but we are going to get at least one last push of warmth. Of course, last year we saw 80s in late October, so I don't want to say it's the last one, but at least another push of some very nice warm temperatures. Let's talk about the next 3 days, though, because today, again, it's largely pretty cloudy out there. We're going to continue to see a lot of clouds through the day today, but Connie was asking about sunshine. Well, tomorrow looks gorgeous. We're going to wake up to plenty of sun in the morning, and then the afternoon does bring a few more clouds, but it largely is a sunny day. It's also warmer, mid 60s at the coast. Inland towns, some of us do approach 70 tomorrow. So very nice, very comfortable out there. And again, with more sunshine. So that should just make for overall a nicer day. Today is kind of like Saturday over the weekend. Tomorrow is kind of like Sunday, where we did see a great amount of sunshine. It was a beautiful day yesterday. So nice for being outside. Getting more of that weather today, tomorrow, and on Wednesday. Now let's talk Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be our transition day towards wetter weather on Thursday. We've got the potential of a shower or two during the day on Wednesday. Most of us are largely dry, just a lot of clouds out there on Wednesday. Now, by Wednesday night, that's when rain likely does return, and Thursday is looking wet. So you need your lawn watered, you need your garden watered. That's finally happening as we head into Thursday. We're going to see rain in the morning, it looks like, as of right now, looking like 2 rounds of rain, one in the morning, maybe a little bit of a lull, another round late morning into the afternoon. And a good amount of rain is expected, not a major amount, but we should all get at least a good little soaking, which we could certainly use. Maybe a shower lingering into Friday. But then, as we head late into the week, we do have a nice warm up on the way. By next weekend, 70s will be widespread once again, potentially even some 80s returning by early next week. So, summer weather lovers, all is not lost. We still have bonus summer weather, it looks like, on the way for the weekend and for next week. So, pretty nice weather here through much of this week. It's again just really Thursday that you're going to be dodging that rain. So maybe keep those plans indoors on Thursday. That's the one day you'd probably want to do it this week. So in terms of rainfall on a Thursday, it's not an extreme amount by any means, but we are going to see upwards of a ½ inch, maybe up to an inch in some spots. Again, not a major amount, but definitely enough to water those plants, water those trees. This is very helpful for fall colors. We definitely could use some rain. We don't want to stress the trees out too much heading into peak foliage season. So good news. It looks like right now the mountains up towards Rangeley, Carrabassett Valley, Jackman, up towards northern Maine, probably getting the most rainfall, as well as down east Maine, Bar Harbor towards Bangor, and even in the mid-coast, you might see some higher totals. Looks like at this point, southern Maine probably gets the lowest amounts in the state, but it wouldn't take much of a shift if the storm were to move a little bit further to the south, which is very possible. We could end up with maybe upwards of an inch in some parts of southern Maine. Still, though, we are going to end up with one of the driest Septembers on record. This is our only rain chance. Of course, September ends on Monday of next week, and this is our only rain chance between now and then. So, yeah, it's a pretty good shot that we're going to end up as one of the driest on record. Do we end up in the top 5, maybe even top 3? It's a possibility, as we've just seen very little rain all month so far. So here's a look at our 7-day forecast. Again, we've got pretty nice weather through Wednesday, maybe a shower by Wednesday evening, but largely it's pretty quiet. Tomorrow, the highlight of the next 3 days with a good amount of sunshine. Again, Thursday is the day you might want to have indoor plans. We're in the low 60s. Rain looks pretty likely through the day, and maybe a shower lingers into Friday. We're definitely going to still see a lot of clouds out there, it looks like. Look at that weekend forecast. So upper 60s Saturday, or 70s if you're away from the coast. 70s for everybody by Sunday. Yeah, we're timing this week pretty well, I would say. We got the sunshine returning by Saturday and into Sunday. So looking gorgeous. And it looks like that warming trend going to roll right on into early next week. So potentially several days in the 70s. And as I mentioned earlier, maybe even some 80s. I wouldn't get your hopes up for that just yet, but the possibility is there. At the very least, it does look quite warm and nice and sunny and dry as well early next week. So that late September weather is really going to be definitely giving us a treat here, it looks like, as we end the month. Of course, if you can believe it, September 30th is Monday, 1 week from today. I feel like this month has just been such a blur, flown by like crazy. So yeah, we're about to wrap up the month of September. Pretty good forecast for that last week of the month. And again, it's going to rain on Thursday. So that's the day you might want to have those indoor plans. So have a great rest of your Monday, everybody. Of course, we'll keep you posted not only on the rain chances Thursday and rain amounts on Thursday, we'll also keep you posted on the tropics because they look very active active. And of course, we'll keep you posted on just how warm it might get early next week. So stay tuned, especially if you are a summer weather lover. This might be your last shot to get warm temperatures this year. So yeah, we'll keep tracking that for you as well. So have a great rest of your Monday, everybody. Hopefully you can get out and enjoy that nice, comfy, cool fall weather.
Live, interactive CBS 13 and Fox 23 Weather Authority coverage for your next Maine adventure has been sponsored by Rennie's.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Make sure to stay connected with CBS 13 and Fox 23 on air, online, and through these